I'm gonna do this live. It's better work now. So we've got about 150 miles to go, which isn't too bad. 150 miles is very doable. It's quite daunting when you look at your sat nav and it's above 400, and then 300 it becomes more bearable, and then once you get down to 200 and something, you're all right. But by the time you get down to 100 and something, I mean, you're basically there, even though you've still got a few hours to go. Whee! Comments are working. Nice one, Dale. You're the first one here. Hopefully this is the last feed, because it's just going to work, and then we're going to lose the light. Although now we've got nobody watching, one person watching. Give us a comment if you're watching, because the feed has been playing up all afternoon and it's annoying. There we go. Rob says yay. Rob, according to my phone, you're the only person watching, which obviously isn't correct. I've missed all the others so far, says Dale. Don't worry, you haven't missed much, because we've just been like working at getting the feed working. But we're back. Hey, I apologise that it's been like 12 live feeds. Every now and then you get one that works, but we're on and I can see your comments, so we're cooking. I was hitting refresh to get it up. Not allowed to do that without signing in anymore, thanks to the online privacy laws. So we are now in Austria, and we have 110 miles to go until our next sat-nav instruction. So that makes life nice and easy. We've got low cloud hanging over what I assume is the Alps, and I'm guessing this route is going to involve a bit of climbing now, because we have to effectively go over the tail end of the Alps. You're back watching from Guinness with a Northern Ireland. That's what we like to hear. We do enjoy a Guinness. We are a Guinness family, predominantly in the winter though. We haven't had Guinness for ages, have we? But when it's cold, we like a Guinness. We have Irish blood. We have visited Ireland and drank Guinness in Ireland and seen the incredible cliffs of Moher, which are incredible. Oh, we've got a half Austrian here. Let me know if you need some tips. I was going to make a joke about money then. Tell us what we need to know about Austria as we drive through it without getting out of the car. Is this going to be the only country that we didn't get out? That would be quite a claim, wouldn't it? We drove through Austria and didn't stop.
Should we do a service station and then we stopped?
The service station was in Germany, wasn't it? Or was it in Austria?
We need to stop.
We need to stop?
Yeah.
Oh, what? So that we actually stop?
Yeah.
All right, okay. Are you camping over there? No. No, we're just winging it. We thought we'd try and travel fairly light, so we're not like fully jam-packed. We don't have the roof box on, because we're doing like one-night stopovers places. The pain to put the tent up and blow up the mattress and everything for one night. So we had a hotel last night in Heidelberg. That was an alright hotel, but we got there really late and the bar wasn't open, so we had to get beers out of a vending machine and order a pizza. Yes, Mark, the red TDI, the OG Geoff car. I love this car. I will never get rid of it. We have... Oh, we're coming up to a cool milestone, which is 1,000 miles from home. Be careful with your comments, Geoff, about online privacy. Here, Starmer might not let you back into the country. Wouldn't that be a shame? I only need to go back to pick up some more pants. Yeah, it's getting pretty worrying, isn't it, the old online privacy bill? That's cool. Motorhome called Nugget. Little badge on the back that said it was called Nugget. 983 miles covered since we left our house. So we're coming up on the 1,000 mile milestone. Do you remember when we did our big Portugal trip in this car for the first time? And it was like a big deal when we clicked over 1,000. And now it's like nothing, because we're so accustomed to long distance driving. Good to see the old girl back on the road, says Charles. I agree. Oh look, there's an electric Renault 5. Nice. I actually don't hate those. Yeah, you can come over into my lane. I just think they're very big. Geoff, if you like stout, have you tried beer mint? I don't like stout. I only like Guinness. Geoff, watching you while Stephen Mullen is on stage in front of me. Should I feel guilty? Well, is he not very entertaining then? That is quite amusing. Yeah, what do you think of the new electric Renault, ladies and gentlemen? I like that we're getting these retro cars, but it sort of does show that they've got no imagination now. Right, cruise control engaged at a steady 69. I might try and get a road test of the Renault 5 because my buddy John has an old Renault 5, so I could do both back to back. Follow the electric car to slipstream and get better mileage for the irony. That's quite funny actually. It'd be interesting to see where he comes off the charge, because what range of the little Renault's got. They can't have loads, can they? Because they're only relatively small. But I guess that's the thing. You can't make a small electric car because the technology doesn't work, because it has to be big for the battery. The electric remake's trying to fool us into buying it for the nostalgia. Yeah, you are right. What were you going to say, Lauren?
What's a good Austrian beer to pick up?
Oh, that's a good question for the Austrians in the audience. What is a good Austrian beer that we can pick up? New electric Micra built in same factory on the R5 platform. And that's where we're going to end up. Everything is going to be the same. You're literally just going to have the badge and the lights different on all cars. Stiegel. Stiegel. All right, we need to look out for a Stiegel. Not a Smeagol or a Spiegel. There is a BMW coming up behind me, flashing his left indicator, which means I want you to get out of the way, you British Knigget. Oh, he's not going to get far because there is traffic. There he goes. What's he in? Ha! It's only a 1 Series. Ah, fucked in your general direction. If it was a 5 Series, then we would have let it past. That's a quote from Monty Python, which clearly you have never seen the movie. Have you not seen? I'm not saying the 1 Series, but I'm just saying in the hierarchy pecking order of cars, the 1 Series is at the bottom of the BMW range. In fact, it's not. I believe that the one that they introduced to compete with the Vauxhall Zafira is the bottom of the pecking order in the BMW range, because I don't even class that as a real BMW. Same as a B-class Mercedes is not a Mercedes. Yeah, go on, do some comments, darling.
Can't see.
Take a Renault 5 EV in black the other day.
There's the services coming up.
You want to stop at the services?
Yeah.
Already?
In Austria then.
We've only just got going. Alright, I'll do you a deal. I'm not getting out of the car in Austria, but you can.
Oh, kiss.
Oh, we have a kiss. We have had a little kiss in every country we've been in so far. Wow, that is a wrapped gold Mercedes AMG. It's not a G63 because it's the big one. So does that mean it's a GL? I think that's a GL 63. I got a soft spot for those really big Mercs.
Yeah.
The really big G series, not the G wagon, but the bigger G1. I actually quite like those. If I was going to have an SUV, I'd have one of them with the AMG engine. But A, I wouldn't have an SUV, and B, I could never afford one. C, I also couldn't afford the fuel bill. So maybe that's a bit of a pipe dream. This BMW came up pretty quick then on the left. Love Austria. They had a top class painter back in the day.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's dark now, but...
Was he also a vegetarian?
What are you asking?
The painter from Austria. I think I'm talking about... I'll have to whisper it because I'm pretty sure you can't, you know... I mean, I don't want to get shadow banned any more than I already am. I don't feel that. I only just picked this up, Geoff. Make sure you have the road toll vignettes for Austria.
Yeah.
Any services just after the border will have you looking for your vignette. Switzerland the same, but costs 40 CHF. We've done it online, so I don't have a physical one to put in the car. Is that a problem?
Well, no, because they took the license plate.
I rode Europe a long time ago and loved the road awareness on the motorways. Yeah, you are correct. So you want to stop at these services? You want a road beer, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, right, got you. Mrs. G wants a road beer. Let us know the rules on drinking beer in Austria, and if it's illegal, we'll pretend that we're not doing it. Well, I'm not doing it, obviously, because I'm driving. The painter liked gas and not electric too. That's funny. Prepared to be fleeced. Austria is a great country, but very expensive. That's why I intend to not get out of the car in Austria. Don't worry too much about the vignette. Driven there lots, and there without it. Well, my front number plate fell off. The front fell off. So I think we're going to be all right for all that sort of stuff. All right, is this the services here?
No, I just paid for one.
You just paid for a vignette. Well, that's okay then. We've got a vignette, haven't we? Do I want to come off for the services? A10. I don't want to come off and then not be able to get back on.
Well, don't then. We'll do another one.
All right, we'll do another one when it's really clear that it's an actual services, because I can't see the lights on the services. Ah, no, look, I think we were correct.
Right.
That's Golling and Abt now, whereas the services is in 1,000 metres. So had I got off there, I would have been incorrect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get off at these services. You can go in and see what you can find, and I'll entertain the people. And then when we get back, we'll entertain them some more. As long as the feed stops.
What was the beer?
Spiegel. Spiegel, something like that. Wooded doors with handles on them and swimming pool. I'm not sure what that comment was there. We missed that. So we're going to stop at this services.
Wow, this is like...
It's very beautiful. I'm so annoyed that we're driving this at night because you can guarantee these sceneries are going to be amazing. And we ain't going to see any of it. So, Smalls, do you need a wee, or would you like anything to nibble on? Because you have to go with Mama if you do.
I don't want it. We're in Austria now, Lord.
I don't want it.
Okay.
Oh, there's only...
What were you talking about when you said nibble on?
Well, whatever you fancy. Oh, yeah, go on. You are pulling out without indicating.
Well, they're not pulling out though, are they?
Well...
Just moving up. No, they are pulling out.
Moving on up. Right, you're going to go in the any shop.
Do you want anything?
Just whatever you can surprise us. Right, now I can do some comments. Are we there yet? No, not yet. Oh, I've got 100 odd miles. Smalls, are you going to go? Open your door. Oh, Mum's trying to get you. Go on. I'm a boater. I don't want the front falling
I'm
off.
coming.
Keep the great work up.
There's a big puddle there.
I'll get out the other side.
You're going to go out that side? Open containers of alcohol are not allowed in Austria, but you won't get pulled for it. Thank you.
Daddy, I might have to go out your side because there's loads of boxes.
Go on then.
Okay. He'll be right back.
See if there's any Hot Wheels. Oh! Cool, so, no open alcohol containers. Not that they're going to be able to see because it's night time. People, do I get a prize? Yes, you do. Are you near Lake Bled? No, but we're hoping to be by the end of the night. Probably not by the end of the feed. The feed, I imagine, is going to shut off when it goes dark, which is, we're getting pretty close to that. But we are staying very near Lake Bled tonight. Do you have any recommendations for Lake Bled? That is where we're headed to. As far as we can tell from what we've learned on YouTube, it's flipping beautiful. Vignette. I assume vignette is like for the road tolls tax thing. Mrs. G's just done it online and put our number plate in. So we're okay on that front. Yep, happy to take on recommendations for what to do in and around Lake Bled. A vignette is a small disc sticker you have to put on your windscreen. But what is it for? Is it for emissions? Is it for road tolls? Is it a tax? Is it a made-up charge, like when you fly into Egypt and you have to pay 20 quid just because they want 20 quid? That's the question. Road tax, says Hasdak. We don't know. We're waiting for someone intelligent in the comments. The vignette is for motorway only. Yes, brilliant. But what is it for? That's the question. How deep into Europe are you going, Geoff, or is it all random? Andy, it is not as random as it appears, but I am not revealing our final destination yet. Lake Bled is beautiful. Went there on the way back to London from Turkey after my 6,000-mile road trip last year. Well done, Nitesh. Lake Bled, you must play Matt Monroe on days like these. Yes, you're right about that. How long before the camper van's ready? I'm guessing about 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. If you're in Austria, g'day, mate. Yeah, unfortunately, we are in Austria. I haven't yet seen any kangaroos. Have you purchased a car? Nope. I was going to say something then. What was it? Camper van. Yeah, well, the camper van, the reason that it was 3 weeks initially was because that was when we needed to move house, and I was like, oh, if it takes 3 weeks, then we'll just move into the camper van. But then our house situation has extended itself, so now there's less of a deadline on the camper van, so we've done more on the camper van because the deadline is now less necessary. However, when the weather changes in the UK, i.e. after August and September, then the motorhome will become more useful to us. I remember a long journey to South France as a kid, ate so many sweets and BN biscuits. BN, do, 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 do. Yeah. I remember BNs. They, yeah, family road trips in the back of a Volvo, going down through France, absolutely. And now that's what my kids get to do. Smalls has got an ice cream. What have you got? Nice. Look at that.
Oh, flip, my socks got wet.
Your socks got wet?
Yeah.
Well, oh, I don't put them on my gear stick. The bottle opener. That's a good question. Where is the bottle opener? It's in your little bag with the souvenirs we bought yesterday in Belgium.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where that is though. You got that? Mrs. G has found some beer. What have you got? You've got a king cone, cocoa chocolate king cone. Can you open that? Do you want me to do it for you?
I can do it.
You can do it.
I'm just waiting till we're in the road.
Austrian Alps, watch out on minor roads for bears trotting out in front of the wagon. Are you homeschooling them critters, Geoff? Yes, we are. Yeah. Made that decision back in December.
Yeah, later.
Yeah.
I've got some Stiegel.
Mrs. G has indeed got Stiegel Goldbrow. You've stolen your hair. That is correct, actually. Smalls has got all the hair. I'd love to have hair like Smalls. Right, I'll flip the camera around now because we're off. Hopefully, we've got a little bit of enough light for you. Let's roll.
Let's roll.
You red pill, Mrs. Geoff. Mrs. Geoff has kind of red pilled herself. Obviously, she's got me to deal with. But I think for Mrs. G, COVID was a challenge, and that, woke a lot of people up. But also, where do we go now? The nutrition side has really been a wake-up call for Mrs. G, and what's going on with food, and what's in it, and who controls it, and all of that stuff. So yeah, we're fairly red-pilled as a family now as a result of looking at health and wellness and nutrition and big pharma. Yeah, actually drink a beer and some sweets. What sweets you got?
I don't know, they're just Austrian sweets.
Austrian sweets. What else is Austrian? Austrian coffee cake. I'll have a little suck, yeah.
These are Austrian sweets.
Oh, that's nice, it's minty. Going into a tunnel. Geoff, will you visit lovely Jubbly? Ljubljana. We've not planned to, should we? We've had someone on the feed say, as a UK Cup, someone on the feed saying that Lake Bled is beautiful. So that's good. But kind of know that from looking anyway. I think I need to lift the brightness up on the phone now. I can't see anything. It'd be a good tunnel if you had a Lamborghini. No supercars so far on this trip. We did see a Ferrari maybe an F12, but I don't really know much about those, and I don't get excited about cars like that. Nice Volvo wagon going past there. Late night radio with Geoff, drive time. Geoff Thompson live from whatever time the feed starts until when the phone dies. Leave us your comments and we'll do our best to read them out. So it is for the screen, but it is a tax. Lake Bled, be prepared to be fleeced like you've never been before. Really? Is it expensive? Do people try? Have you been to the Nürburgring, Geoff? No, we haven't. Nah, not really. I don't like the idea of driving around and just having loads of people driving really fast, because I just feel like I'd do the whole lap worrying. We're in a tunnel. How about that? Perfect reception in a tunnel. Is it working? Are we still live?
Yeah.
Tell me if you just saw a Mercedes CLS. Seems to be working, doesn't it? Does Geoff know about the Woodlander Initiative? The Woodlander Initiative? No, I don't. It's Old Timers Weekend at the Nürburgring this weekend. Would have been good to know that. That would have been really good. We didn't really research this trip. We didn't really plan it. Just last week we were like, oh, should we do something? And then we booked a ferry and a couple of hotels. And that was kind of that. So as I said earlier on the feed, tonight's hotel is the last thing that we booked. So after that we're kind of flying blind. But to be totally honest, when we were on the ferry, I was thinking what we've booked is probably a bit too ambitious. And I don't know if we're going to make both of our stops, but it looks like we have done, which is quite an achievement because we've covered some miles. Look at that, with the mountains in the distance and all this amazing scenery that we are going to drive through without seeing it because it's going dark. Excellent. I think the feed dropped out at the end of that tunnel. 147 people watching us drive through Austria. The best plans are no plans. Yeah, exactly. Evening everybody, good evening. If you're watching, make sure you give us a like, make sure you give us a subscribe. The Volvo is a workhorse. Yeah, it is. It's done great. It hasn't used any oil yet, it hasn't used any coolant yet. So we're good. Yeah, I'll move my mirror into the anti-dazzle position. Heading down into the valleys. Motorhome, German motorhome. Good evening, how are you? You can put your car on a car train near Lake Bled and just drive on off. Whoa, hang on a minute. And enjoy the views. Where does it go to? It takes you through a tunnel in 8 minutes. That's 45 minutes to drive. But where does the train go to? I like that idea. I need to drop my brightness up. Hang on a minute. There you go. I can actually see things now. Challenge Lee to do this journey in an EV. Speak to Lee pretty regularly. He's had some problems with his house. He's got this house that he's been renovating, and I think it's like drained all of the life out of him. So he's been dealing with that. So we haven't managed to challenge yet, but I spoke to him yesterday, and we're pretty keen to do something when we get back to the UK. And I think it'll probably involve something. I mean, it could involve the motorhome. We could do a real rabbit versus tortoise thing, hare versus tortoise, and drive the motorhome down to the bottom of Spain or wherever we want to go with the motorhome, and then see if Lee can race us there in his tide camp.
But you really want to get to the bottom of Spain, do you?
It's just easy, isn't it? It's just easy. So,
What do you do them? What?
well, or we could do Portugal, you know. We want to get some surf at the end of the day, don't we? RE Online Safety. I printed out a fake ID from the web and it was accepted. What a joke. Oh, what was that? To access a certain website?
Isn't that a naughty website?
I think what they've done is changed it. I've not really been reading up about it. Geoff and Lee in a motorhome. No, not Geoff and Lee in a motorhome. Motorhome is for family members only. So you now have to show your ID when you're going on certain websites. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And scan your face.
And scan face?
Scan your face, scan.
Really? Wow. But there's like going to be 1,000 ways around that, because people that are into like dark web stuff, they know how to get around this stuff. So it's just another excuse for them to find reasons to put us in prison for saying things that the government don't agree with. Like, it's pretty shocking that the anti-immigration protests, they're not sharing the footage of online. Can't watch Mrs. G on OnlyFans anymore. No, I'm afraid not without showing your ID. But yeah, you do need a VPN. It's just to shut us all up. They have their agenda, which is going pretty well. It's known as the Kalergi Plan, or the Kalergi Plan. And people are starting to realise that it's going on, and what they're trying to do is shut down the narrative that explains what's happening. It's as simple as that, isn't it? That's what they want to do. People are starting to explain what's happening, and they don't want it explained. They want to be able to do it without people questioning it. They don't want people questioning what they're up to, so we have the online safety bill. Yeah, how's that? You're not wrong. Everything's connected one way or another. Wow! Can you cut the camera? Look at that. Bam, look out your window. There's a fantastic castle that's all lit up.
Whoa!
Look at that. Doesn't that look cool? Do you reckon that's where Dracula lives?
Wrong country.
Yeah. That's ace. Worth it. I'll tell you what, it's quite a good job that we're driving through Austria without seeing any of it. Because, you can move that over a bit. Because I bet we just want to keep stopping and getting coffee and chocolate and beer and stuff. And we'd never get to our destination. Can you stop filming my second home, please? Is this your second home? It's beautiful. Are you going to spare veg? I can highly recommend the coastline from Cascais to Sintra. Southern Portugal. Gnarly. Yeah, that sounds really good. We've done Portugal in this car actually, and we liked it a lot. But we got really unlucky with the weather, and we got really unlucky with the surf. But I had a really nice day at Super Tubes, which, if you surf, you'll know. And it wasn't big, but it was really fun. And the kids were playing on the beach like 10 feet away from where the waves were breaking, so it was just really nice. Portugal has great waves usually, Geoff. Yeah, I know, and that's, you know, we kind of went there for that. And yeah, just got nothing. And we went to what's the place called that gets the really big waves, the record-breaking ones? Nazare, however you say it. That was cool. It was a beautiful place. But there was a festival going on, so we couldn't park anywhere. So we didn't get a chance to go up and have a look on the cliff where the waves break. I mean, they weren't breaking at a time, but I'd like to go back. How is the signal so good? Because we're in Austria and it's not a third world country. They've been 100 foot there, Geoff. Yeah, I know. Andrew Cotton from Devon is one of the people that is known for surfing one of the largest waves at Nazare. It's a crazy spot. It's also crazy that that place didn't make it onto the big wave scene for like so long. I feel like it's only really been the last 25 years that people have talked about Nazare. When obviously, you know, waves have broken there forever. Maybe it was to do with jet ski access. People thought it was too dangerous. But it's an incredible thing to watch. But I mean, you know, taking a beating that is like multiple buildings of weight coming down on you in water. There's some sort of madcap bravery going on there, isn't there, for that? I've untinted my rear window, and now that modern cars have such bright headlights, I'm thinking it would be better to have a tinted rear window, because I've been noticing this while we've been travelling as well. Some of the cars have insanely bright headlights, and in the UK particularly as well, people drive around with their full beam on without realising it. So we got to Dover at near as damn it 1 in the morning. There was a Nissan Kumquat sat behind us for ages with his full beam on, and the guy didn't realise, just absent-mindedly driving along, blinding everybody. I have raw honey and garlic fermenting. Mrs. G says Google it. Raw honey and garlic. So that's fermenting. What are you going to do with it? What do you do with raw honey and garlic once it's fermented? I don't know. Can you ferment honey? How do you do that? But fermented stuff is really good for you, hence sauerkraut. And yeah, I want to do something I do. I want to use all Mrs. Jeff's jars that she's never ever going to make any jam with, and I want to pickle things. Auto headlight dip, another dreadful driver assist. Yeah, because it means that you're not paying attention to what you're doing. sure what he's doing there with his hazard lights on. It's pronounced Nazare, Geoff. Thank you for that. I never get colds or influenza, etc. They're detox symptoms. I used to get colds and snuffles all the time, and I don't anymore. And like we eat better than I used to. We eat a lot more meat than we used to. But yeah, I always used to be snuffly, and it's been ages since I've been like that. So, you know, we try to eat fairly well. We eat predominantly meat. You know, we're very much carnivore. Yep, I'm moving over. Don't worry, you can go past. Yeah, we try to eat pretty well. Try to get as much sunshine as possible. You know, we are sun worshippers, as humans and all living beings should be. You watch your cat. What does your cat do? Well, your cat spends most of the day lying in the sun when it can. It'll find the best, warmest spot in the house, and then it will lie in it. And we should do that as humans. In the old days, hospitals would have a sun deck, and they knew that what you needed was sunshine, because it was good for you. And I can tell that the lack of comments means that either I'm boring people or the feed's dropped again, and I'm not sure which it is. And if it has, then that'll do, because it's getting dark and there's not really a great deal to see other than that Volkswagen Tiguan. No, I have not. Onions are very good for you. Are you farting back there, Smalls?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, he admitted to it. So oh, the feed's all good. Apparently, grounding, yes, grounding is indeed very important. I try to be, well, I've always been very barefoot, haven't I? Even before I met you. I never really liked wearing shoes. You can't ferment honey, it's impossible.
Oh, you stink.
Do you need the loo, Smalls? Do you need the loo?
No.
No, just got lots of trumps inside you. I only went to check my food's in the oven and it got dark quick. Yeah, is it dark in the UK yet? Or is it just here? Driving in the dark and in the rain is not how I plan to end today, but there we go. Probably got about 100 miles left now. It's the garlic that ferments, so you've got it in with the honey. I just got barefoot shoes and Kevlar socks. Yeah, I've got a couple of pairs of the barefoot shoes. My only complaint with the barefoot shoes is sometimes they're a bit too barefoot. And like, I'll put shoes on when I want to wear shoes because I'm walking over something rough, and then I can feel everything because they're barefoot. Chemmed out in Nottingham, says Mark. Yeah. So you've got a chemically engineered grey sky, have you? It's been very weird where we've been as well. Top of Scotland, and it's still light outside. Joe, I bet it's lovely up there. We do need to do a proper Scottish road trip, and I've missed the moment, but we are now 1,004 miles from home. You're not boring us, still light here, quite normal clouds for, was that Love Dudley or you're in Dudley? Grey and miserable, nice and light in Kemsey. Kemsey gets some good views. Kemsey's a good little spot, although it's getting busy, isn't it? Because they keep building houses everywhere. Bright sunshine in Edinburgh. Still very light in Lincolnshire. So it's just us that has gone. It's just us in the dark and the rain. Everybody else is having a good time. Into another tunnel. Switch my wipers off. Don't want to ruin my brand new wiper blades. It's light in Liverpool, says Nosy Poke. Road's fairly quiet, aren't they, actually? Not a great deal going on, not a lot to report on.
It's nice.
Mountains in the distance. We're up pretty high right now.
Wish we could see.
I wish we could see it as well. But I tell you what, it looks better on the camera than it does in real life. Doesn't it look good on that feed? That's quite funny. If you break down, will you phone Ron for recovery? I will, but Ron's van's broken. The turbo's gone. So I think Ron is working on getting a new van. Last time I heard from him anyway, although he texted me today, 2 cars that were for sale. One of them was an E30 touring project. It was a project and it was $2,500. But wow, I miss the days of buying working E30s for 500 quid. And the other one he offered me was, can't remember. Need to look at the pic. Got about 1,000 WhatsApps that I haven't dealt with because I've been driving all day, and I haven't checked my Geoff Buys Cars email since we left. So, I mean, the whole world could have collapsed and I wouldn't know about it. But it's good to know that the tidal wave in Hawaii was not as big as they expected. What's your destination ETA? Mrs. Geoff, you can answer that one, I think. Got your map on.
20 past 11.
20 past 11. So 2 hours.
An hour and 55 minutes.
An hour and 55 minutes. An E39 touring would be nice.
You're speeding, apparently.
Am I?
Yeah, you're supposed to be doing 80.
80. That's quite slow. I've got an E39 touring, Larry. 530 diesel. It will be on the channel in the coming days because it's currently with regular Geoff contributor Steve, who lives down the road from me. He's a bit of a BMW expert. He took delivery of it yesterday. It was incredibly mouldy inside, as you'll see on a video. Steve has cleaned it all up. He has, I think he's changed the oil, but he's plugged in a code reader. He's like pulled up all these error codes showing, and he's cleared most of the error codes. And he took it for a drive today. It's been off the road a couple of years in someone's garage, so the brakes needed freeing off and all sorts. But it's a nice green colour. It's an M Sport model. And it's rather lovely, so that'll be on the channel in the coming days. Steve has been updating me with photos and videos of his progress with the car. So yeah, he's cleaned it all because it was, I mean, it did look pretty foul inside, but Steve looks like he's done a great job on it. And the next thing will be to get an MOT on it, and then that one might be a fun one to use. Well, say it'd be a fun one to use on a Mapmaster road trip, but I've done so many trips with him in German cars. In fact, every challenge I've done with him apart from Benidorm has been done in a German car, so it might be a bit of a shame to use it. But also, they're not amazing on fuel. It's not like this Volvo or you know, a 320 diesel. They're just good, solid, dependable cars. And very comfy, those 530 diesels. So I'll look forward to seeing it. Why is nobody talking about new Amazon vans? They are being replaced with 2024 diesel Sprinters. I didn't know that, but
I thought they were being replaced by AI.
Well, yeah, drones. Yeah, when are the drones come in? Aren't we supposed to be at drones by now? I would have thought that we'd already be at the drone part, but apparently we're skipping that bit. But yeah, I mean, I've never ever seen an electric Amazon delivery van out doing rounds. I've seen them in like their marketing and promotion and stuff, and I've seen them in advertisements. I've never seen one actually out doing stuff. Forecast for Bled tomorrow, it's 24 degrees, partly sunny with a possible odd shower. Thank you very much. Shoot the Drone is going to be a new fun and exciting game that's coming to Britain then, isn't it? What is the best homemade rifle that you can take down an Amazon or police drone with? That'll be good YouTube how-to videos. Early 2000s was the last of the good cars. Yeah, you're correct. Because even the E39, as good as it is, it's complex. So the one I've got, it's had water ingress in the boot at some point, so the electronic tailgate doesn't release, so we need to have a look at that. Obviously the wiring's got wet, so the tailgate doesn't work properly, which is a common BMW problem. You go back to the mid to late 90s. I mean, we're driving a 1996 car. The development for this car was done at the tail end of the 80s and the early 90s. The 850 was launched in 1993. It was revised a fair bit, but obviously the tech is all old, so we don't have loads of computer modules and all that sort of stuff. It's a good balance of being modern enough to use every day and for trips like this, but without being technically complex. You know, it's new enough that it's got an electric sunroof and electric windows. It's only got electric windows in the front though, they're wind up in the back, but it does have heated seats and a sunroof and cruise control, which are nice modern comforts. But you open the bonnet and you can see what's what, because everything under there is accessible, easy to see. There's space in there. You know, you can change your oil without jacking up the car, which is nice. If you've got one of those suction pumps where you can pump the oil out, then you know you could do the whole lot with the car on the ground. You don't need to reset anything, don't need to change any codes, all of that. That's why I like it. And when you own, you know, one car or one type of car for a long while, you get to know it, and then you end up with a whole load of spares and tools and all sorts that are specific for that vehicle. So Volvo 850s and the slightly later V70, but all before 2000, are my real sweet spot. I'll admit the V70 version is slightly more refined, but I just love the look of an 850. I got an old rusty Forester with a turbo in it in my garage. Nice. I'm still thinking about this. What is it? It's a Subaru Legacy that's for sale in Worcester on Facebook Marketplace. What's your advice on keeping a sawn car in good nick, Geoff? Full tank of fuel is a good idea. Yeah, that and drive it. Keep it moving, you know, especially if you live somewhere rural. Yeah, just you got to keep things moving. Cars don't like to be sat for too long, even if they're basic. You know, it kills batteries and stuff. The older stuff's okay, but you know, at some point you're going to go through a pair of brakes just because they've been sat for too long. It's kind of hard to stop that from happening. And yeah, the E5, E10 fuel thing, that's going to end up causing problems, isn't it? Because I do believe that the E10, the introduction of E10 fuel, I think it was just all about destroying the old petrol cars, because the ethanol does destroy the fuel lines. So, I don't believe that it was introduced for anything other than that, and probably cost saving as well. Which again is a good reason to have an old-fashioned diesel in the fleet, because they'll run on anything, and you know, super simple maintenance. Stuff like the Volkswagen Caddy that I've got, and this Volvo common rail diesel stuff. You know, I could run this on a mix of, I can run this on pure veg oil. I can run it on a mix of diesel and veg oil. You can run it on whatever will go in the tank, pretty much. So, yeah, that's why I like them. Another Touareg, like when people had to change the unleaded, if you remember. Yeah, but the leaded and unleaded thing was interesting, because the leaded petrol thing was a load of balls from the start. Like, it's really interesting how the guy that moved everybody over to leaded fuel had got it all completely wrong. It wasn't any better for the engine, and it was terrible for our health. So that's a bit of a misnomer, that one, because the story about him is quite interesting, because he did that, and he was also behind something else major that was really bad, like CFCs. Wasn't it him that was CFCs as well? So not only did he totally cock up everything with leaded petrol, he then poisoned everybody with
Are you still streaming?
petrofluorocarbons.
It is, yeah.
I think. Amazon have denied that they're getting diesel vans. Well, you can only deny that for so long, can't you? Like, until they're outside your house delivering things, and then you go, oh yeah, it's a diesel, I can hear it. So it's quite funny that they've denied that. That basically means they've ordered them in secret. What were the diesel vans they were using? Because they weren't Mercedes, were they? They were those non-brand something or other. Hi Geoff, if you want, you can call me. We live in Bled, and I can show you around and give you a few tips. That'd be nice, actually. Send me an email, geoffbuyscars@gmail.com. I'll check my email tomorrow. We're probably going to do a couple of days in Lake Bled, because we've done 2 pretty big days of driving. So we'll chill out for a couple of days. We've got a hotel for tonight. We haven't booked anything for tomorrow night yet, so happy to take some recommendations on that. And yeah, things to do in Lake Bled. If you had to buy a van, which brand? Good question. I'd struggle to buy. Oh yeah, go on, have another sweet. I'd struggle to buy anything new, I think. But that's again like people that. I wonder why Volvo never did vans. That's a really good point. Yeah, that's a really good question. My Vivaro's been good, says Hasdak. The Vivaro's the same as the Renault Traffic and Nissan. Or was it the Master? But they were all built together, weren't they? They're a platform. Yeah, I reckon they're alright. So I'd probably have a Renault Master, something like that. And like Larry says, do an EGR delete. make sure it's got all the simple stuff. Volvo did lorries, yeah. Volvo were big. Do you have a suite? Yeah, we've got some left, Keith. We'll send one through the phone for you. A friend is buying land in Paraguay. Yeah, I like that idea. So I think there's a number of options for things that you can do and places you can go at the moment. And I think everybody's got something to say. I don't think there is like a final answer on where is a good place to buy. You know, some people say Panama, some people say Costa Rica, some people say Mexico, Bulgaria, Croatia, Hungary, Portugal. I don't know. Let us know in the comments where you would buy if you were buying. I like the idea of Portugal because it's not a million miles away, but there's better weather, and it's, you know, easy. But I'm not sure about Portugal. Spain, I think, is off because I think Spain's about as finished as the UK. So, although that, you know, I just think Spain will end up falling pretty hard unless they start this kickback, and this kickback really starts to gain momentum. But don't forget that during the pandemic, the Spanish locked down hard, and someone said to me that it's because they used to live under a dictatorship, and they reverted back to that quite quickly, which was a very good point. Vietnam could be a good shout, or like out that way. Russia, I think you'd be fine in Russia. The only problems being it's cold, and obviously the language. So it's trying to find a balance. Libertaria, yeah, I like that. I like the idea of Panama. I've been to Panama. Destination Croatia, perhaps, possibly. Yeah, I spent a bit of time in Panama and I liked it, and that's a good place for expats, isn't it? It's like one of these places that people retire to, and you can get away with a lot of stuff in Panama. Poland, yeah, a lot of people saying Poland there. Poland seems to be making all the right noises at the moment. Southern Hemisphere, safest bet. New Zealand, my preference, but government policy is a bit meh. Yeah, again, like look at what Jacinda Ardern did in New Zealand, and the people never really kicked back much against it, which is a bit of a concern. And then you got the same thing in Australia. You know, I love the idea of Australia and New Zealand, but they were both knobs in the pandemic, as was the UK. New Zealand has been done now. Yeah, exactly. And the prices are coming up in these places. South America, trust me, says someone. You know, house prices in New Zealand and Australia are off the chart as well. The Dordogne, South France. Don't really know if we've spent any time there. We've spent a bit of time in France, haven't we? Not a great deal. Mrs. G doesn't like France. Sorry about that. We like Belgium. We like Bruges. That was good. Guernsey. Basically, nowhere in the Commonwealth.
I did a fart.
Small Geoff has done a fart. Sorry about that, everybody watching. 181 of you.
Wow, you have 181 people watching.
Jacinda lost me money at Aintree. That's a good one. She does look like a horse. I do think Europe will get rescued soon. How will they get rescued though? They have to rescue themselves. The people need to understand that the people in charge are not working on our behalf, and that's more so in the UK than anywhere. As I said, I really do recommend watching Jimmy the Giant's video on why the UK doesn't build anything anymore, because it lays out all of the background, talks about HS2 and all sorts, and when you watch that video you realise not only does the UK not build anything anymore, but it cannot be recovered. Unless you're going to get rid of thousands and thousands of lobbyists and completely restructure the way government does things, and you're going to take things back into public ownership, the UK is not going to change or get any better. It's just going to keep leeching cash into private hands. It's like the mafia already run the show in the UK. And I didn't realise how stark it was until I watched that video, so make sure you do watch it. No Tartarians left to build nice architecture. Can somebody explain the Tartaria thing in very simple words? I get it. You know, there was an old race of advanced people, but who were they? How did they get here? What technology did they use? Because yeah, yesterday we were in a cathedral in Bruges, and you look up and you go, no way, this was not made. Jimmy does many cool vids. Yes, he does, Andy. I've only just discovered him, but he's really good. Get rid of the square mile in London. I absolutely could not agree more. People do not realise that the centre of London, capital letters, the City of London, capital letters, sorry, is a completely separate entity legally to everything else, and just how much it leeches out of the country. It's, yeah, evil. So there we go. It's getting dark now, isn't it? They were apparently technologically advanced, but using different technology. Yeah, that would make sense. And I think it's got to be in line with harnessing frequencies and all that sort of stuff. Not unlike direct energy weapons, not that you're allowed to talk about those, but it's all to do with harnessing the ambient energy of the earth to do stuff. I believe there's a lot of that is being hidden from us. Different stuff. Right, I think I'm done. So, oh, hang on, there's a serious question. What are we going to do if the 15-minute cities come in? They're already sneaking in. The infrastructure's being built, and all we can do is keep telling people about it. If we can't get people to understand that there is a nefarious agenda going on, then I don't know what's what, really. Off-road bikes, yeah, I mean, people have always found a way around everything, haven't they? You know, it's like Glastonbury. They work really hard to make sure you can't get into Glastonbury, but people still manage it. There will be people that manage to get into Glastonbury for free. So where there's a will, there will always be a way. They can't lock up the entire nation. And to be fair, a lot of it goes away when you take your number plate off. And that's the same for ID as well. You know, lose your ID, and yeah, you might lose your dependence on the system, but you might get your freedom back. So, have you noticed the weird CCTV cameras at the entrance to every supermarket car park? Yes, I have. Documented it on my channel a while ago. If everyone with balls leaves the UK, then the UK is lost. That is, I think, what is happening. Because you speak to people who say, no, you've got to stay and fight. I'm not sure that's going to be possible. The war game is being played on BBC Two tonight. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Staying and fighting, I'm just not sure how much that option works. Because you ain't got a community. Unless you've got a community and a local area that can be shut off and controlled by your community, and you ain't fighting anything. And there's only one demographic that can actually do that, because they've got all their cousins. Not being funny, but British people don't live that way. We don't have a family near us. I can't phone my cousin and be like, right, can you help me block this road? So you've either got to build a community and do it fast, or you've got to run. I think that's where I'm at with it. Is England going to end up like South Africa? No, I don't think it is. I don't think it's going to be as free as South Africa. Defeatist, see you later. I prefer a more positive outlook. JS Powell, give us one then. Give us a more positive outlook. Don't forget, I've been doing this YouTube stuff for a few years now. I get a lot of interesting emails, and I speak to a lot of interesting people. You know, what I say and the decisions I make don't come lightly. They're based on what I'm seeing around me. I'd like to see the police take out all the good police have left. Look how many thousands have left the police force in the last few years. Party politics is the problem. Yeah, Nigel Farage isn't going to save anyone. He's out for himself. I get confused. People say England when they mean Britain. Yeah. What's Starmer saying now? Indian workers won't pay national insurance under the new trade deal. Yeah, that's really good. That's great for people. JS Power, yeah, we're not picking on you. Just honestly, give us alternatives. You know, we've done a number of different things. We've bought into a community farm thinking that might be the answer, and then that's ended up not being the answer. I don't know. Over to you for suggestions. The millionaires are leaving the country. People that can are leaving. It is all theatre, Tony. You are correct. You're absolutely right. Britain's coming together again slowly. I hope so. You got this big thing on September 13th. Big freedom rally in London, and you got the big hitters. You know, Jordan Peterson's going to be there. A lot of European politicians that are concerned about the direction the UK is headed are going to be there. Yeah, this stuff matters, and the thing is as well, like the more the establishment push, the more people are unwoking. Yeah, good phrase that. Yeah, I'm watching Neil McCoy Ward for ages. He's brilliant as well, and he gives you a really good, honest breakdown of what's going on.
Neil McCoy, the dude that was talking about Antarctica.
No, it wasn't the Antarctica dude. I don't know who that was actually. But there's definitely something going on in Antarctica. The thing is, September, it's a freedom rally that is basically growing. You're one of the very trusted voices, Geoff, and I'm saving for a camper. Thank you, Lynn. That makes me an influencer. You know, part of us doing the camper was to give us options. That's the thing. They'll try and stop September 13th now. Yeah. And that's why you got to be there. Car going past with 2 cars on it. It's a Touareg with a massive trailer pulling 2 cars. I think we might go past this boat. Yes. It is a big ass tunnel. We're overtaking a boat in a tunnel. It's a Quicksilver boat as well. Nice. I love your common sense, Geoff Buys Cars. Thank you very much. I think again that's why people like the channel, because they like, you know, I try to just be real. I like cheap cars. I like cars at less than 1,500 quid, and I feel, you know, I'm not going to claim to be the most intelligent person in the world, but I feel like I've got a good grasp of things, and I do like to call it as I see it, and that resonates with people. So I'm obviously doing something right, because I've got all you guys watching, and most of the time you're going, do you know what, Geoff? I'm with you on that. This slightly bald man from Birmingham. Got to go. See you later, Tony. Thanks for your input tonight, and everybody else who's been commenting as well. Thank you, everybody. I'm glad the feed has finally worked, and we got a decent one. 200 people joining us at 9 o'clock on Wednesday night. I appreciate that. Keith, I'm not watching. That's fine. You can listen to this like a podcast. I quite like content like that. You're authentic, Geoff. That's why it resonates. How you getting a mobile signal in a tunnel? Yeah, because I think I'm in a country that works. You're smarter than most, Geoff. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Bonnet shiny. What wax? Haven't used any wax. Never polished this car. Should I buy a 2015 VW Polo? You can't go too far wrong with a Volkswagen Polo, to be fair. Don't know much about a 2015, but generally you're okay with a Polo. But I still think I'd buy something from Hyundai instead, because I think you'll be even more okay with a Hyundai. All good things come in small packaging, Geoff. You are right, and some good things come in bulk packaging. As I keep telling my wife. Choked on my sweet. Choked on my sweet as I was explaining to my wife that all good things come in small packages. And on that, I think we're going to call it, because no one can see anything anymore. Thank you very much, everybody, for your input on this evening. Mrs. G is raising a beer as a silent salute to all your input. We'll see you again, if not tomorrow. Best BMW to buy, someone just said. 320 diesel, 6-speed manual, and yeah, can't go wrong with a 2-litre diesel engine. Chain driven, so make sure the chain's not rattling. But they were probably the best cars ever made. Actually, a very clear video. Brian, that is praise indeed, not for me, but for the infrastructure in Austria. Thank you very much, everybody. We're finishing it pretty much bang on the 1 hour mark, broadcasting for an whole hour.
I think the views would be amazing.
The views would be amazing right now. But yeah, right, see you all tomorrow, where we'll live broadcast possibly from Slovenia. If not tomorrow, then the next day, and if not that day, then another day. Stay classy, San Diego.